It's time to complete another remake for this next Platinum Hunters episode. We already did the first Destroy All Humans, but now Black Forest is back with the second game, bringing it back in all its intergalactic glory. I loved the old Pandemic studios for their off-kilter sense of humor, and unfortunately they were closed by the real evil empire, Electronic Arts. Yes, the studio followed up a zany experience like Destroy All Humans by going bigger and ballsier, and I'm not even referring to the bombastic bigger story. Crypto now has his own Mr. Johnson and the Juice Crew, so literally everything is bigger this time. And the Platinum run certainly is bigger and has balls, as well as there are way more missions to complete, more ways to use your arsenal to terrorize people, and of course, more trophies. So let's launch hippies into the sky and stop the KGB from taking over. This is Platinum Hunters, the show where we take a look at everything it takes to get the Platinum Trophy and whether it's worth the effort to achieve it. Of course, check out that first video if you want that Platinum Trophy. That's the Destroy All Humans remake, the first remake. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more trophy guide videos just like this one. You might just find your next Platinum Trophy. Whether it's by yourself or with a friend, this trophy run is a pretty good one, I must say. You can play it on any difficulty you like, nothing is missable, and you can replay missions in free roam anytime you like. There are no ace challenges to wall you off this time, but you do have to do a lot of collectibles instead of grabbing just one collectible like the first game. I think personally I like the first Platinum runs just a teeny bit more because I like those said ace challenges, but if you don't like that kind of thing, this is the Destroy All Humans game you are gonna want to platinum. And this one you can even play co-op if you like, but only local co-op and only on the PS5 version. So with all that info out there, let's get started, and note that I have more helpful guides in the description below to assist you if you need it. A big chunk of the trophies are already cut out of the run if you collect the 12 story trophies for completing the main story of stopping the KGB and their plans to take over the world that you worked so hard to invade. You're the president now, so it's time to get to work. The missions themselves will keep you busy, but the optional mandate trophy will have you completing all the optional mission side objectives inside of each of them. Each and every mission, whether it's main or side, has these optional objectives that ask you to do various tasks related to the mission at hand. They could be asking you to kill KGB agents while infiltrating somewhere, or maybe take no damage while completing a certain section. The objectives are always different and usually specific to what you're trying to do. Don't fret, they're not hard to complete in one go for most of the missions, but you don't necessarily need to complete them all at the same time anyways. You can isolate certain objectives if they end up being a pain, or get it done all at once if you want. You can decide how you want to do it. You're the president after all, you can do whatever you want. If you do miss some optional objectives in a mission, no problem. You have a mission select inside your saucer menu called the Holopox deck, where you can replay any mission you like. And in fact, you do have to replay at least one mission to get the Return of the Clone of the Invasion 2 trophy. That's a mouthful. Just pick any mission to revisit through the Holopox deck and get the trophy and any optional mission objectives you've missed. But be sure to do them all for the big overarching trophy, and in the guide I've linked below you can see a full list of them. This also includes getting all the optional objectives for the side missions, and they come in two different varieties. There are the Cult of Arkvoodle side gigs, where you are spreading the good word of Arkvoodle and the Sacred Crotch. we need to build our cult and do all 15 Cult of Arkvoodle missions for the Arkvoodle Doodle Trophy. These missions are all connected to each other and only show up in the first 3 locations. Keep going back to previous levels to check if a new one appears, and the last mission in the set is called The Coming of Arkvoodle. Giggity. But hold up, in order to complete the last mission, you will need to find 30 artifacts in the world's first. We'll talk more about artifacts later, but there are those red alien tech floating around in different locations. Once you acquire 30 of them, you can beat the last cult mission. Then there are 27 odd job side missions to do for the Against All Odds trophy. These are more traditional side missions given from random NPCs and sometimes your pal like Pox. The last odd job you need only pops after you complete the last Cult of Arkvoodle mission. Then you can complete the last odd job called Crypto Hired Gun Shearing the Llama, which also gets you the De-Incarnated trophy. In this mission, you will fight against this character named Shamalama. This game kills me. But yes, Shamalama Ding Dong should be easy to kill, but you'll find out that he has 20 lives and can reincarnate himself. In this mission particularly, you do have an extra trophy to do, and it's called Ouch of Body Experience. You'll need to take one of Shamalama Ding Dong's bodies and use it to kill a reincarnated Shamalama. I love this trophy so much. It's so clever and uses the level perfectly. Make sure you don't disintegrate the bodies and keep one intact, and then throw it at the live llama till he's dead. There are also 2 other trophies for completing earlier side jobs, and they are on screen now. One is in the free-loving Bay City, which has you up in the saucer, and one of them has you tracking down a Yeti in the frigid Russian lands. Some of these odd jobs will feel a bit phoned in, but other ones are pretty awesome and stack up to some of the great story missions. Now we can talk about those red artifacts and some other collectibles and their trophies. On screen now are the main collectibles you'll find in each hub world and how many of them you need to get the trophy. The 50 alien artifacts will unlock concept art, and that's cool. Then there are the posters, which are found posted on walls and represent the different enemies and residents of the place you find them in. Lastly, you have the jukebox songs, represented by golden vinyls, so you can play back the soundtrack anytime you want. So between all of these, you have 135 collectibles to grab, which is a bit annoying, but not the worst we've seen here. At least these worlds are small. Now keep in mind that when you reach a certain point in the story, you will unlock the ability to sense these collectibles when you get in proximity of them. This helps out a little bit, but I still needed a guide to get to them because some of them are really well hidden. Another thing to note is you can actually track how many of them you have in the map menu, and even set which collectibles the proximity sensor will work on. The green Furon tech is another collectible you can get if you want, but there is no trophy for collecting them all this time. Once you have at least one piece of art or music, you can go and get the Earthly Pleasures trophy by looking at it in your Furonigami collection. Just go into that part of the menu where you get to view them and boom, get this easy peasy trophy. Also grab the Furon Fashion Trophy while you're slimming through the menus. You have a ton of costumes to wear in this game, and beating missions with all the optional objectives gives you more. Even all the costumes from the first remake are here too, like the cool Darksiders one. Just pick up any one of these and you'll get the trophy just like that. We're not quite done with collectibles though, as we have 3 more trophies to look at. Let's start with Toilet Break, which is a quite funny and fun one as long as you know where to look. You'll need to demolish one public toilet on each map, and as far as I know there is only one anyways, so you can either destroy it on foot or by saucer, and you just need to know where they each are, as some of them are well hidden. Then there's the Hidden Human Hive Harvest Trophy, and that definitely requires you to be in your saucer, and the description reads, use your saucer's weapons to scare human cattle out of their hidden hives on each map. What they are saying is that you have to find the one building on each map where when you destroy it, there are a bunch of squishy humans inside that are evacuating the building. And that's pretty funny to see them run, because I'm coming for you. And again, you just have to know where the locations are and you can get this trophy easy. Finally, this isn't a traditional collectible per se, but I thought I would place it in this section. I friggin' cracked up every time I got the chance to use this. We have the Ultimate Smoothie Trophy for unlocking all the Gene Blender upgrades using the Slurp Master V8 on your saucer. I love this thing. Honestly, I do. You just hold the fire button and your ship sucks up anything under the beam like a vacuum. So with this amazing technology, you have to bring up the Gene Blender menu and satisfy each of the criteria by sucking up that type of enemy. It could be something like 30 hippies, 20 cops, and 10 soldiers, and then you blend them together and get an upgrade to a piece of tech you already have. There are location-specific enemies like hippies, only being in Bay City and Albion, but the game lets you know that in the Gene Blender menu. Then you just have to collect all 15 upgrades by satisfying the criteria. Not hard at all and actually very fun. The upgrades are very useful too in the field, like increasing the time you can possess someone and other helpful things like that. So definitely go ahead and do this one early so you can make use of those upgrades. I guess now is a great time to discuss Crypto's weaponry, not including his new blaster that he keeps in his pants. Honestly, these trophies are all comically simple to collect, with some of them being easier once you upgrade the weapon a few times. Upgrading. Let's start there. Once you complete a mission or two, you should have enough Furon tech to purchase an upgrade for Crypto or his saucer. There are 2 trophies and you just have to go into the Poxmart on your saucer and spend some of that Furon tech for weapons or abilities related to each category. These trophies are going to be pretty automatic as you want to keep your firepower and defensive abilities in peak form. I highly recommend upgrading your armor and skate abilities to the max as soon as possible. Now, fully upgrading to the max involves spending Furon Tech reactors, which you get from certain missions, giving you a couple at a time. For the upgradest trophy, you need to use Furon reactors to purchase the last upgrade in any part of the skill tree, which is the blue icon. So those armor and skate upgrades are going to need you to buy the capstone, or any weapon in the game for that matter. You'll get a bunch of them very early on, so don't worry too much. I told you these trophies are comically easy. On the docket for the president is 3 more. We start with Mash Machine, which is almost unmissable. Just start mashing square or triangle near a human or object, and you will use either Brain Extract, Body Snatch, or Transmog. It even works in the saucer too. Then we have one called Ducks in a Row, Fish in a Barrel, for one of the most improved weapons from the original game. You will have to use the Dislocator, which turns enemies into a bouncing projectile, and send the squishy human enemy bouncing into 2 other humans beside them. The only restriction for this trophy is that they have to be humans, so it won't count if you send a Blisk bouncing around. Then it's time for some surprise butt sex. The perfect Probulator trophy is for scoring 3 perfectly timed anal probes back to back, or should I say crack to crack. The anal probe works a little differently from the first game in that you have to wait for the line of sight to turn green before you shoot it, so you get the perfect probe. Upgrading the weapon will give you a wider timing window, allowing you to land the timing more consistently. With a little practice, you will get the hang of it, and then you can go probe some puckers. Hey, it even works on the bosses too. And on that note, if you don't subscribe to the channel right now, you know what's coming. Okay, our plan for worldwide platinum domination is coming down to its final moments. We just have some environmental trophies that we need to get. There are 5 trophies that ask you to use your skate tech to get from one location to the next without getting off the board or being interrupted. Here are the 5 trophies on screen now, and there is one for each of the 5 locations. For the one in Albion and the one on the moon base, you can take any route you want as long as you start where the trophy is asking you to start and end where it's asking. For the one in Bay City, it's even more simple because you're just starting at the bottom of the hill and taking the road up to where Coit Tower is. That's simple, and the path is laid out for you. Now for the last 2, just understanding the trophy description is a task in itself, but let me break it down. In Tunguska, there is a train track that runs through it. So you will start on the east side of it as far as you can go before the game tells you to turn back, and then you just have to skate along the train tracks all the way to the west side. The trophy will pop right before you hit the other boundary of the map, and if it didn't, try it again. Then for the last one in Tokushima, start at the temple gates, and once you skate down the stairs, immediately make a right here into the park. Then skate through the series of torii gates, one after another, and when they finish, just skate into the city parts on the road where you will get your trophy and add it to your collection. All of these are not hard after you've spent some time in these places and know where every location is. For some reason, one of my best YouTube shorts is about air dashing through the donut in the first game, so let's do it again. Except I'm not going through the hole this time. No, let's send some cops in through the hole instead. For the Forbidden Donut trophy, now you have to throw a cop through the diner donut using your PK abilities. There are always cops hanging around this place, typical. But here in Bay City, it's time to lift one of these cops and see how good your throwing skills are. Toss as many as you like through the hole, and when you get the first one, you'll get the trophy. The fun with our PK abilities doesn't stop there. Now we head over to good old England and we can get the Albion Bridge is Falling Down trophy. Someone is about to have a bad day, I must say. Grab a human just minding their own business and take them all the way to the top of Albion Bridge, King Kong style. Then drop them by canceling your PK abilities, and to do this you have to turn them blue first, then hit the cancel button. It won't count if you throw them. We want to drop them, not throw them. Also in Albion, you can get the Dusted trophy by outrunning a Blisk Spore using your skate when it starts chasing you. You have to kill a Blisk first in order to get the spore to come out of it, and then he will chase you if you're close enough, trust me. Immediately book it with your skate until the trophy pops. There are Blisks in other levels as well, but Albion is the first time you're going to meet these abhorrent creatures, so might as well get it there. Now we have another fun one in Tokushima where you have to scale the big tower in the middle of the city to get the Higher Than Futenzoku trophy. Man, it feels really good being all the way up here overseeing Tokushima. Now I know how Godzilla feels right before he's about to destroy things. But anyways, let's scale this thing. You'll need to land on the beams and use your jetpack to scale higher and higher until you get to the dish part of the tower. There is a ducky pool float there for some reason, but okay. Now we have to scale a little bit more further up the tower, and this is where you're gonna find out that your jetpack won't quite get you high enough. So what you need to do is use your ion detonator to rocket jump yourself upwards, then activate your jetpack to get you the rest of the way up and get the trophy. That's quite a clever way to fly and kind of reminds me of the rocket jump by the soldier from TF2. Now we head to the moon for one last trophy, and then we are done with our Platinum Conquest. Damn, that was quick. We're good at our job, I guess. For the trophy, PK Slam Dunk, it gets a little bit convoluted, and man am I glad I didn't have to look for this by myself. I used the guide. So what you will need to do is first find a basketball stuck in a tree inside of a dome with a sports arena on the north part of the map. You can refer to the footage to help you. I have it on screen right now. Then you have to PK that basketball and take it to one of the 4 main domes in the middle of the map, where there is a basketball net to score in that hangs over one of the entrances. It's one of the smaller domes, and while the description says you have to PK slam the ball into the net, I tried that and it led to failure. So instead, I got another ball, decided to turn the ball yellow so that I can use the PK slam, but instead just jumped up and down beside the net. It worked that way and it got me my last trophy I needed. Mission complete, Crypto. Damn, I wish I could do Pox's voice. I'm not gonna try, because I did last time in the Skylanders episode. But I love it so much. I can hear his voice in my head right now. But now we have done our presidential duties and stopped an alien invasion that wasn't perpetrated by us. And we got a platinum out of it, so let's celebrate. If you have completed all missions and objectives, started a cult to spread the seed of Arkvoodle, shot off some sick alien weapons, terrorized a bunch of places with your saucer in the year 1969, and collected all the trophies, congratulations! You are awarded the Beyond Perfection Platinum Trophy for Destroy All Humans 2, Reprobed. Overall, this platinum run destroying all the humans is a good one, if not more traditional, but still with a bunch of fun trophies. If you didn't like the ace challenges from the last remake and didn't want to platinum that game, you will like this one better. It's more of a traditional plat where you have to just get 100% of the missions and get almost all the collectibles. This one is going to take a little more time to get it, as there are way more missions this time, but not that much in the grand scheme of things, as only 20 to 25 hours is needed for the plat. That's not a whole lot. The platinum run is good, but we are definitely here for the fact that it's been lovingly remade and you got every funny moment that came from the minds of Pandemic. Damn, I miss them. I truly do. Even with all the interference from the Embracer Group, I'm still excited for Black Forest Games to put out The Last Ronin, which is an iconic piece of TMNT storytelling. Let's just hope Embracer fucks off now and lets them cook. But as for these Destroy All Human remakes, thank you Black Forest for remaking them and preserving them for future generations of planetary invaders. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're at 95 episodes. We're getting close to 100, and I've got a special episode for the 100 mark that I'm already dreading having to play. It's probably going to be the hardest game we've covered on Platinum Hunters. So what a fun but painful way to cap off 100 of these episodes. But we still got a ways to go. There's more games that we need to play before we make it to 100. Let me know down on the comments section if you're enjoying the ride. And I hope all your planetary conquest trophy hunting expeditions go incredibly well. And peace out.